What's up everybody, Tim Conley here, and I want to share with you 3 keys to being able to make $5,000 to $10,000 a month as a freelancer, a solopreneur, anyone who's an expert who is not really interested in building a large business but just wants to have a great life. At the beginning of my career, I took on every job. Literally anyone who was willing to hire me for copywriting, website design, SEO. It didn't matter what kind of digital marketing, and it didn't really matter how much they were gonna pay. I took it on because I needed to make money. I needed the experience, but I really needed to pay my bills. I was working as an assistant manager at a retail store for my day job while I was doing all kinds of other stuff. And I set this goal for myself, $100,000 per year. It was a nice round number, and it was more money than I had ever made by almost 3 times. Because it is actually life-changing money for most people. And the thing is you don't have to build a big business. This is self-employed income. So what happens in most freelance businesses or even just solo consultants is that they charge, say, $25 an hour, maybe even $50 an hour. And they end up putting in a lot of time to be able to make a decent income. So to be able to make $5,000, they have to work a lot of hours, billable hours, and there's a lot of extra client work that ends up not getting billed, so they do well over full time. So if you're working full time on a project, say over 40 hours a week, where are you going to find time to do marketing? Where are you going to find time to create ads? Where are you going to find time to generate lead magnets? Where are you going to find time to do sales? You're not. So you end up on this roller coaster of revenue. So you got a client and you're working really hard and you're making money, and then the client's gone, project's over, and you panic. So you start doing, well, I'll just take on any work I can possibly get, which ends up lowering the amount of money you end up per hour. And we don't want to be charging per hour. We don't want to be working per hour. So this means you just don't know how to properly charge a client so that you can spend, say, 20 to 50% of your time doing deliverables and the rest of your time actually building your business. What got me to my goal was a phrase I heard from the direct response copywriter, Dan Kennedy. It changed my entire view on how I was going to approach my business, from taking any kind of client to taking just a handful of clients who pay me a lot of money. And that phrase was little hinges, swing big doors. Just a few people paying you a lot of money will change your life. After I heard that, I set a goal, $100,000. And I wanted to do it with 10 clients. That's $10,000 per client. I accidentally identified my minimum engagement level. I didn't call it that. I just knew that that's what I needed per client to be able to do a great job on the projects that they hired me for, and to be able to make the kind of living that I wanted while having the lifestyle I desired. I had a young family. I had a baby girl. I wanted to be able to spend lots of time with her, raise her, be her dad. And that was so critically important to me. So I wanted to be able to just stop working crazy long hours so that I could achieve this goal of getting 10 clients to pay me $10,000. I stopped taking copywriting jobs here, website design jobs there. Instead, I started selling the thing that I was actually really good at, which was converting online traffic into offline traffic, or the reverse. And this was unique 20 years ago. And it was the thing that I was able to do very well. I was going to provide that service to my clients, and I charged $10,000. When I say a handful of clients, I mean 4 to 10. you should not have any more than that when you're by yourself. Actually, you shouldn't have more than that even when you're a larger agency, when you've got a small team. And you don't want too few because then you don't make enough money. So 4 to 10 is perfect because you can charge a significant amount of money. I recommend that if you're doing any kind of custom work for a client, that you should charge $25,000 within a calendar year, preferably on a single project that you can get done within 1 to 2 months. Maybe even 1 to 2 weeks. And that brings me to structuring your deliverables. 2 weeks per month. You are working on a client, you're doing billable time for that client, working on whatever project you have for them. You're maxing out at a total for the month of 80 hours. I do the first week and third week of each month for client work. The rest of the time is dedicated to growing my business or even taking personal time. The mistake people make in this situation is they don't structure their time properly. So they do a little client work on this project and a little project work on that client, and then they do a little business development, and they're not nearly as productive. So you need to block your entire month, how you're going to spend your time. When are you going to do client work? When are you not going to do client work? I've had people tell me they can't structure their client work that way because clients will say, oh, I want you to do this. I want you to do this other thing. And that means you're not the expert. You're just simply doing as you're told. You're not leading that client relationship. So you need to set down the ground rules of how you work and how the client needs to work with you so that you can do the best job you can for them. And that means they need to fit within the boxes that you have blocked out for the work you're going to do for them. And here's a cool thing. 4 months every year, there's 5 weeks. I take it off. I just block it out on my calendar and I don't do business work. I don't take any time to do client work. I don't do any kind of business work whatsoever. I just block it off as, hey, downtime. And every so often I'll take the 4th week and 5th week in a month and turn it into a vacation. What do you do with all the rest of your time? Well, you work on your business and not in it. You need to put a lot of effort into building up your expertise, what I call augmented reality. You need to have people perceive you as one of the world's greatest experts at what you do. And the only way to do that is with marketing. You put in a lot of time on marketing and then some on advertising to make sure that people know who you are and what you offer. So that way you get to pick and choose who you work with so that when you're doing sales, you're not begging for work, you're actually getting to choose you, not you, oh, and definitely not you. If you put in the time to become known as the expert who can solve their problems, people ask you, please work on my project, instead of you saying, please let me take this project and I'll work really cheap. When you block time for your deliverables, and you block time for working on your business, you grow a lot easier with a lot less stress. This is going to make you hyper productive. You're not going to be wasting time on, should I be working on a client's project right now, or should I be writing a blog post, or even better, doing a YouTube video. You would know exactly when you were going to work on something and not spend your time jumping from task to task. In those times where you don't have client projects, well, how do you pay the bills without panicking? Sure, you could just keep dipping into savings, the savings you got from the previous client, or you could have product income. A major part of what I teach is the 3 streams business model. You don't rely on a single stream of income. You need to have 3 at minimum. So your main one is going to be your client work. Sure, it might only be part-time that you're actually doing deliverables, but the thing is it develops all your IP. It's like your research and development department, but you're getting paid to do it by your client. You get to test new ideas. You get to learn what's working in the market and what's not working, and turn all that intellectual property into products that other people will buy. supply. These other people I call members and customers. So you got clients, members, and customers. If you focus on those three segments inside of your business, you don't worry about paying the bills, because at the first of the month, a bunch of money drops right into your bank account and covers all of your expenses for the month, so that when you do get a client the next month or maybe 2 months down the road and it's a perfect client who pays you well, it's like money on top of money.
Dollar bills, y'all!
If you follow the steps that I've outlined for you, you'll consistently make $5,000 to $10,000 a month without employees, without contractors. But here's the cool thing. This model is scalable. As you bring on more clients and bigger clients, you can bring on employees and contractors to do all the deliverables for those clients. And you'll still be able to pay all your bills from your products that you're developing out of the intellectual property that you get from doing your client work. If you got value out of this, hit that like button. It helps out with that whole algorithm game. And subscribe if you haven't already. And ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on this kind of business building knowledge. And then we shall see each other, hopefully, in the next video. Oh, before you go, check out these videos. They're great. They're gonna help you, just like this one did, to grow your business. All right? Is that cool? I hope so. And we are done.